Hi, everybody. Well, a lot of people said, hey, John Heald, Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Heald was doing a live stream on the Carnival Sunshine, and he kind of stopped some cruise passengers walking down a hallway and told them to turn around and go away. And a lot of people say, hey, you're being rude. You should apologize for doing that on your live stream, etc. And John Heald says, no, I think I was right for doing this. And I don't think he did anything wrong. Let's see if you think he did. So one of the things when you go on a cruise ship, if you can get on at 10 o'clock in the morning and you're boarding, here you are with your carry-on or a backpack and you're on your ship, one of the things that Carnival offers is for certain people like your Diamond and Platinum members, if you have Faster to the Fun, or if you're staying in a suite, you have the privilege of being able to drop off your bag to your room. Drop it off, get in there, drop, that kind of thing. But if you haven't paid that or paid the extra or part of that situation, you cannot go into your rooms ahead of time. The rooms are generally ready anytime between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, depending on, the disembarkation time of your cruise ship. Well, John was doing a live stream on the Carnival Sunshine, and he was walking around when a family was walking down the hallways towards the cabins. And he stopped them and said, sorry folks, the cabins are still being cleaned. You can't go to your room right now. They won't be ready till 1:30. Apparently it was only noon. And you'll have to come back later. Please turn around. And he did point out that they also walked by this big sign to get, when they exited the elevators, the big sign into the hallway said, rooms won't be ready till 1:30. But they were heading to their room to go to the room, period. And they weren't any specific, they weren't in a suite. They did not purchase the Faster the Fun. They were just heading to their cabin ahead of time. And a lot of people called John out saying, hey, no, you shouldn't have done that. Maybe they didn't know, maybe they missed the sign. That's fine. They might have missed the sign. Maybe they didn't know, but then he was telling them. Right? So what's the difference between John Heald saying something to a passenger who, as he's a Carnival employee, or one of the room stewards saying to this? Now, picture yourself as the room steward. You're told that you have to tell people they can't be in their room, they have to leave. And you go to the cabin to get finished cleaning it, etc. There's a family in there. One person's lying on the bed, another person's in the bathroom, and you go, sorry folks, you have to leave. You can't stay here. Oh, what's the harm? What's the harm? We're already here. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The room's not ready yet. He has, there might be still things that he has to do. But they also, what you don't realize is all the rooms are inspected by that room steward's supervisor. He goes in and does random spot checks on these rooms before they open it up to the passengers. So if he gets caught that, oh, hey, how come there's only one glass instead of two in the bathroom? How come the shampoo hasn't been refilled? Etc., right? How come there's missing one towel in the bathroom, hasn't been replaced yet? How come the newsletters and the welcome letters aren't on the front counter where they're supposed to be when you walk into your stateroom? Now the room steward's in trouble because people did not follow the rules. Not only that, you also get that confrontation where you're going to get some passenger, oh, sorry about that, we didn't know, and they will leave. Or you're going to get that passenger who just says, look, I want to stay here. What's the harm? Here's $5. Here's $5. Here. That'll fix everything. I'll throw you some money. And now you're creating this conflict. Or if the room steward says, sorry, you have to leave. My supervisor tells me I must have it. Now you're setting up the passengers angry at the room steward. And now, what kind of interactions do you think that room steward's going to have with those passengers the rest of the cruise, right? So I don't think John Hill did anything wrong telling passengers, sorry, you have to turn around. It's the rules. They're doing this for a reason. Can you imagine if they just let everybody walk around on the cruise ships during this time? Not only that, while they're cleaning rooms and everything, often they're putting the door jambs in, leaving those rooms open, and people go in and they'll put their carry-on bags with their wallets and their medication and their passports into the room. What's to keep other people from walking into that room when they notice the room steward's busy in another room, just running in, grabbing it and leaving, right? Sure, the cameras are there, but you have to realize something's gone before you realize something's gone. And it might be too late to catch them if you don't realize it, because not everybody uses everything they pack. It's just a whole bunch of problems that can occur. My biggest thing is let the room stewards get their job done. Embarkation day is the worst day for a cruise passenger, especially the room stewards. That's when they have to strip down everything in the room. They have to vacuum every single room in that day. They have to clean every surface in that stateroom. They are super, super busy. And they only have a certain amount of time to get all these cabins done. And by us walking up and getting into a cabin ahead of time, or just walking up and down the hallways looking in the cabins to see if they're ready, or just, anything like that, is just interfering with their job to get it done. And I feel so sorry for them that they have to go through a lot of these different things. Because as in all businesses, right, crap rolls downhill. So if there's any kind of customer complaints about the rooms not being ready, it might go to a supervisor, it might go to the guest services, but it comes down on the room steward because they're the individual in charge of that area. And so passengers getting in the way, going to their rooms early, making a mess while they're in the room, if you go into the bathroom, just wash your face, and then you take a towel and dry it off, and you put a towel on the floor. If the supervisor comes in and sees that towel on the floor, they're going to think this room steward didn't do their job. And that's one of the reasons. So everybody out there, just wait until the ship says your rooms are ready.